I will take every possible action to seek justice for the people of Oklahoma.
A large-scale investigation finds many companies took advantage of the 2021 winter storm to bring in billions of dollars. We're taking a look at the possible legal action that could be taken, plus who the Attorney General says is not responsible. Reaction continues to pour in after the AG's announcement.
I think we as a people deserve to know what happened.
What state leaders and energy companies have to say about the impact this could have on Oklahomans. The news starts right now.
It will probably be the most significant lawsuit filed by the state of Oklahoma in its history.
Oklahoma's 2021 winter storm still having a major impact in the state. The Attorney General is now making a promise to Oklahomans. He will use every option necessary to hold someone accountable for the financial outcomes of that winter storm. We are digging into this large-scale investigation tonight and what it means for you. Let's start with Fox 25's Peyton May, bringing us a look into who could be at fault.
The investigation begins for who's to blame for billions of dollars made at the expense of taxpayers. Right now, the Attorney General is confident about who isn't at fault.
It is important to understand that our oil and gas industry is not to blame. It is equally important to understand that our utility companies are not to blame. But make no mistake, there are indeed guilty parties who are to blame.
The AG isn't pointing fingers at the oil and gas companies, the producers that extract the gas like Shell or ExxonMobil, or the utilities that provide the gas to consumers like OG&E or ONG, but he is concerned about the middleman.
We do have entities such as natural gas marketers that appear, if you follow the data, it appears as though there was a short squeeze prior to Uri. Supply was restricted when the demand was the greatest.
The natural gas marketers are the ones who buy from oil and gas companies and then sell to utilities. Though the AG won't mention which marketers he's going after, according to the Corporation Commission, during the 2021 winter storm, some of the top marketers that sold gas to Oklahoma utility companies were NextEra, Tenaska Marketing Ventures, Macquarie, and SW Energy.
Those who supply the gas manipulated the supply to reduce it in anticipation of our greatest need, Storm Uri. So certainly, natural gas marketers could do it again, and I will sue them.
The AG says most of the companies are based outside Oklahoma, some even outside the U.S., but no one is beyond the scope of the law.
I will do everything in my power as Attorney General to return what was taken and to hold accountable those responsible.
Starting now and for the next 10 days, the AG's office will be searching for outside firms to get the ball rolling and start pursuing litigation. Reporting at the Capitol, Peyton May, Fox 25 News.
State leaders and energy companies are reacting tonight to the Attorney General's announcement. Fox 25's David Chasanoff joins us now with a breakdown. David.
Wendy, we've been hearing mostly positive reactions tonight, especially from people working on the Senate Energy Committee here at the Capitol.
Good news for ratepayers in Oklahoma, and it's even good news for the legislature.
As someone who investigated the storm when it first happened, Senator Mary Boren says AG Drummond's announcement is encouraging.
If the legislature doesn't have the ability to do intense investigation, to call witnesses or subpoena documents, like the Attorney General does. So his investigation is a great follow-up to what we tried to accomplish in 2021.
The AG says oil, gas producers, and utility companies shouldn't be blamed for the winter storm fallout. Boren agrees.
We also, during that time, could tell that the energy companies and even the oil producers had done all that they could to keep the prices as low as possible.
OG&E tells Fox 25 it supports any effort by the AG to claw back costs charged to them and their customers by any natural gas marketers.
And it's the marketers, the ones in between, the producers and the utilities, that we're concerned about.
ONG says they don't make natural gas prices or profit from it, and they remind people they're not the focus of this potential legal action. Marketers are.
We're concerned about what happened in that interim And did they do everything in the most upright and ethical way?
Corporation Commissioner Bob Anthony shared mixed reactions to the announcement, saying while he appreciates the AG's willingness to investigate and even prosecute market manipulators, Drummond's efforts come 2 years too late. Senator Brent Howard argues against that point.
It just took time to unwind where all of these tracks went. I still support the Attorney General. I still think this is great news, regardless of Commissioner Anthony's view on it. I know that he would have liked to have had things happen faster, but it takes time to find out where those are. And ultimately, I think we as the people deserve to know what happened and who can be held accountable.
And we also heard from AARP Oklahoma tonight. They tell us people who steal millions or billions of dollars rather from hardworking Oklahomans deserve to be held accountable. They tell us they want to see those recovered funds returned to customers immediately. Reporting live at the state capitol, David Chazanoff, Fox 25 News.
All right, David, thank you. And in a statement sent to Fox 25, Oklahoma Corporation Commissioner Kim David says she appreciates the Attorney General's announcement. She adds that while this is only the first step towards holding marketers accountable for their actions, she hopes that all determined overpayments are returned to Oklahoma ratepayers. Now, we are taking a closer look at some of those companies who did profit from that winter storm. Last year, the Oklahoma Corporation Commission's Public Utilities Division ordered utility companies to disclose information related to the storm. When it comes to the over $1 billion spent on gas by ONG in February 2021, that money went to 17 different companies. NextEra was paid over $411 million for gas. That's the most for any single company on the list. Now, for comparison, the average cost ONG spent on gas for the month of February from 2018 to 2020 was around $29 million. OG&E spent about $742 million on gas from 20 companies during the winter storm. $125 million went to Tenaska Marketing Ventures. $6 million was spent on gas from Devon Gas Service and $3 million on gas from Continental Resources. In 2020, OG&E only spent $516 million total on fuel. And PSO bought gas from similar companies. Tenaska Marketing Ventures again leads the list, with PSO spending more than $72 million on their product. Oklahoma utility companies sought securitization through the Oklahoma Corporation Commission to recoup those costs spent on fuel during the storm. Securitization creates bonds for fuel costs, allowing the cost to be spread out for a much greater time and dropping monthly payments for customers. Now, for OG&E customers, an additional $7.82 was added to the monthly payment for the next 25 years. PSO added a monthly charge of $406 to be spread out over 20 years. And OG&E's securitization plan was approved last year, with customers originally set to pay an extra $212 on their monthly bills for the next 28 years. But critics say the winter storm bonds are much more costly than they were presented. Last summer, Oklahoma Corporation Commission Vice Chairman Bob Anthony told us OG&E customers will end up paying more than expected. He says customers actually have to pay an extra $3.34 per month. That's 57% higher than the original amount.
An outcome that is going to be extremely costly to the consumers and the citizens of Oklahoma.
Anthony also claimed the original 2.58 bond interest rate grew to just over 5%, costing $300 million more in interest expenses.
The interest rate is about twice what the bonds were promoted as, which puts the risk onto the consumers that things were going to get worse over this period of time.
Back when we first reported this story, OG&E sent us a statement saying the rise in monthly costs was caused by rising interest rates due to market forces outside of anyone's control. I'll stick with Fox 25. We're going to keep bringing you the latest on future legal action as it develops, and you can also find all of our coverage on the 2021 winter storm, including more on the companies that profited and the impact on Oklahomans, on our website, okcfox.com.